And good afternoon, and welcome to the Institute of Christian and Masonic Studies. Welcome to the year 2020, 2020. This is our first videos of the new year. Of course, I'm Reverend Leroy Stewart, member, of course, of the Institute. I'm assisted by my CEO, my son, Leroy David Allen Stewart, number 2. We're going to address an issue here today that I hope will present a possible another dimension in which to consider Jesus Christ. I feel, and here at the Institute we feel, as a group, events of the day, nationally, locally, and internationally now. These events are escalating. These events are reaching points of severity that haven't actually been experienced since World War II or perhaps Vietnam and Korea, okay? We have a joker involved, and that is the fact that we now have, coupled with technology, we have weapons of mass destruction that could literally end all life on this planet. But, we'll get to that a little bit later. What I want to talk about today is St. John chapter 16, St. John chapter 3, verse 16. Some of you will say, St. John. Well, let me put it to you this way, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. More people on earth are familiar with that single passage of Scripture, perhaps than any other Scripture in the Christian Bible, Old and New Testament, or the sacred writings of any other nation. If you've ever attended any major sporting event, at some point in your viewing, there's always going to be somebody stand up sooner or later with a big sign that says John chapter 3, verse 16. That particular verse reads, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. We want to begin there, and we want to provide another dimension in support of that scripture. No conflict, but support. It is true, and without doubt, that God indeed so loved the world that he did indeed give his only begotten blood Son, Jesus Christ. But I want to take you to a little event that took place prior to the circular history recorded, documented, verified crucifixion, certified death on the Roman cross under the Roman governor Pontius Pilate. I want to take you to a little place called the Garden of Gethsemane. And it is my hope that I will be aided by God's Holy Spirit and just presenting another dimension whereby you may be able to love Jesus a little bit more, that you could hear it from this angle. Jesus, the man, itinerant preacher, born in an obscure village, Nazareth of whatever the Middle East country was. I guess it's Nazareth over near Galilee or whatever. Now, that is where he was raised. He was born in Bethlehem, but he grew up in the obscure village of Nazareth. All of this is circularly, archaeologically, and historically recorded. Also, the Roman Archive, the official historian Roman Archive, also verified crucifixion, certified death of this Jesus on the Roman cross under the express orders of the Roman governor Pontius Pilate. We have several historians of repute, acclaimed, verifiable credentials who also wrote of this Jesus. We have Suetonius, Tacitus, Pliny, Eusebius, and finally the Jewish historian Flavius Josephus. None of these historians were friends of Jesus. They were not followers of Jesus. And in the case of one or two, they were hostile to Jesus. Yet, they were true historians in that they felt compelled as historians of honor and integrity that they had to write the truth whether they liked it or not. So you may want to check them out. Again, that is Suetonius, Tacitus, Pliny, Eusebius, Eusebius, by the way, eventually became a follower of Jesus Christ. And last but not least, the most celebrated of all Judaic historian, Flavius Josephus. In the Garden of Eden, no, I beg your pardon, in the Garden of Gethsemane, here's what took place. From the book of John, chapters 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, we have literally a build-up. This is the last night of the life of the man called Jesus physically upon this earth. He was 33 years old at the time. If we read John chapter 13, chapter 14, chapter 15, chapter 16, we are aware that his teaching began in an upper room whereby he instituted the Last Supper, communion, and he commanded, as perhaps one of the only ordinances that he demanded that his future church observe. Not baptism, but just simply communion and fellowship, assembling to enjoy communion. Chapter 14, chapter 15, and chapter 16 takes place, chapter 14 in particular, at the end of which it also takes place in that upper room. But at the end of chapter 14, Jesus and the 11 apostles leave that upper room and proceed from there to the Garden of Gethsemane. It is a walk. Judas, of course, as I know from scriptures, having been dismissed, so it was only Jesus and the 11 apostles as they walked toward Gethsemane. Jesus gave us many promises in John 15, 16, 17 that I advise you to read. They were promises that no preachers preach today. No teachers teach today. No pastors preach today. And oh my God, there's not one televangelist of any mega church that preaches what has been called by historians the final discourse, or the final teachings of Jesus Christ on that his last night on earth. It is complex, but it entails this. Jesus Christ is the only creation of God who received God's 603 laws, statutes, and regulations as given to Moses on Mount Sinai. Jesus is the only created being who has ever kept the 10 Commandments of God. Very good. It was a pivotal issue in the Garden of Gethsemane. What we're going to see in the Garden of Gethsemane is not so much the love of God for Jesus, as we're going to see the love of Jesus for God, but that's going to open doors to your faith reaching levels where you will enjoy miracles and the impossibility available through faith in Jesus Christ, His love for God, and God's love for Him. When we consider the fact that Jesus is the only creation being who obeyed the Ten Commandments, by which God put in place to say to all human beings, past, present, and future, if you keep these 10 simple rules and regulations, I will consider you righteous in my eyesight. Don't forget the Ten Commandments and the other statutes were given thousands and thousands and thousands of years before Jesus Christ was even born. The Hebrews had just made a deliverance from the black people of Africa, Egypt in particular, headed to the Promised Land. But down through the mystic visits of ages of time, the Ten Commandments have stood. Jesus Christ Himself said in His teaching on the Sermon on the Mount that heaven and earth will pass away before one jot or one tittle passes from the commandments. In a nutshell, when Jesus went to pray, He took His three closest apostles, Peter, John, and James. You know the story. He got to Gethsemane. He told them to wait here and watch for me. They went to sleep. Jesus moved a little further away where they could not hear Him, and He asked God for something. And if we quote from the 4 Gospels, at least 3 of them, these are Jesus' words. Abba means something like Pop, Dad, Abba. All things are possible to you. If it is possible, take this cup from me. Now here's what I want to draw your attention real close. God didn't even answer. Say it again. Here's His blood Son, the only righteous man ever created and acknowledged in God's sight. A man so righteous that God added in His own command and said, whosoever will believe in this man who has kept my law, my commandment, then I'll call you righteous because you can't keep the law. Jesus Christ. You know the story. He went back. Peter, John, and James went to sleep on him. He went back again, second time, and prayed the same words. Please, Father, you know and I know you can rewrite everything. You can do it all over. Why must I face death like this? Can't I just lay down and die? I've done everything bad. Again, God didn't even so much as speak a single word. And we're back again, you know the story. They're still asleep. Jesus attempted to go back and talk to God one more time, to ask one more time to change the ending of this story. In the writing of the Gospel of Luke, we are told that an angel came and assisted him because he fell down. He couldn't understand why God, his Father, who he had obeyed since he was 12 years old, when he was first given the Ten Commandments and understanding. He kept it from 12 years old until that very night. And later to that later morning when he would die on the cross. Jesus had watched God spare Abraham's children. He had watched him spare Lot's people. He had watched him spare David's people. But he wouldn't spare his own son. Because his son asked God to change his word, his written scripture. Third time. God didn't even so much as answer Jesus' prayer. I'm going to close this because I want to talk to you on it again a little later. I'm going to close by simply saying this. Jesus made a decision at the end of that third prayer, and that decision was this. Because he loved God, God's word was on the table. His scripture was on the table. And if he had did the right thing and changed the ending for his righteous blood son, he would have been a liar to Adam, he would have been a liar to Enoch, he would have been a liar to Nimrod, Noah, David. Jesus allowed himself to be killed in order to keep God's word pure. Thank you. I have plans to go deeper into this as we go on. I just wanted to introduce you to it. Think about it. God did not answer his prayer one time because Jesus, in essence, was asking God to change his word, to change his scripture. He didn't change them for Jesus, and he won't change them for you. Please join me again next time. This is Reverend Leroy Stewart, Institute of Christian and Science Studies. Farewell.